Mammoth. Big beast, big city, big trouble. From the author Anna Kemp and Adam B. The mammoth had no idea how long he had been asleep, but he was very cold and very hungry. So he shook the ice from his fur and went to the meadow to join his herd for breakfast. But his herd wasn't there, just some shiny beetles crawling in circles and making a horrible din. The mammoth blinked and looked about him. Strange creatures in the meadow, strange birds in the sky. He had never known a stranger morning. He climbed to the top of the hill to get a better look. Where was his herd? Was this a joke? The mammoth frowned. It wasn't very funny. Then far off in the distance, he saw a huge gleaming forest. The mammoth scratched his woolly head. Where had that come from? He made his way towards the great shining trees, trumpeting for his cousins and his aunties. But only the beetles trumpeted back. Honk, honk, beep, beep, honk, honk. The forest was full of funny smells and startling sounds. Look at those tall buildings. All the street signs and lights. Oh no, Mammoth is amongst all the city cars. Look out, Mammoth. The mammoth found a good spot for breakfast and a lagoon for his bath. The sun was warming his woolly back and he began to feel a bit better. But the cavemen gave him funny looks. He wasn't sure why. In fact, he wasn't sure about much at all. So he tried to make friends and to blend in. He pretended to understand things that he did not understand one bit. But nobody understood him, ever. He had his hopes raised and dashed, raised and dashed. He did his best to make himself useful. But all he got were funny looks and sometimes angry shouting. No herd, nobody to trumpet with. It was all a bit much. But wait, what is this? The mammoth got himself all spruced up. He bought his ticket. He stood in line for hours and hours, till eventually, I say, who's he going to find? Let's have a look. There they were! The mammoth trumpeted wildly. But his herd did not trumpet back. The mammoth took a closer look. Hang on, this was not his herd. No, definitely not his herd. The mammoth was so disappointed, he went on a rampage. Where were they? Why did they leave him? How did he end up in this stupid forest where nobody understood him? The mammoth had so many questions that he didn't know who to ask, nor who would understand. Was he the only mammoth in the world? Poor mammoth. Then, above the din and the racket and the noisy beetles, he heard a faint, faint trumpeting sound. It was a strange sound, not a mammoth sound, but it was beautiful, and the mammoth understood it. Look at that rainbow drifting through the city. What could it be? The mammoth listened for a long time, thinking about his lost friends. Then he lifted his trunk and began to trumpet along. At first, his trumpeting sounded all wonky and wrong, but as he started to get the hang of it, his music grew stronger and louder and prouder. He looks happy. And the little cave people understood. And they trumpeted and tootled and honked and strummed till the moon shone high above. Some people still give the mammoth funny looks, and some still stamp and shout. But who cares? Not the mammoth. He has found his herd and a place to trumpet wildly. He looks happy now with his herd, doesn't he? And look at all the places the mammoth has adventures to. And that, boys and girls, is the story of Mammoth, Big Beast, Big City, Big Trouble by Anna Kemp and Adam B.